Well, that's a good way to start off the conference finals. Los Angeles 105, Denver 103. I didn't get to watch this game. I got things to do, and I hate it, but I gotta miss it. I gotta have my priorities in line. But I was able to look back at the game after it was done, read up on what happened, look things up, etc., etc. And what a game! Um, where do I start? Let's start with the Lakers since they did win. Um, Kobe, out of this world, obviously came on strong in the fourth quarter. 16 fourth quarter points, wound up with 40 points, 6 boards, 4 assists. Um, Playing really well, hitting a couple threes, getting to the line 13 times, hitting 12 free throws, shooting a decent percentage, really playing well out there, really driving a stake into the heart of the Nuggets at the end there. Fisher, I got to give a shout out to Fisher. I'm not going to say he played great because he didn't shoot that well. He did miss some shots. He did do some stupid stuff, but 13 points, 6 dimes, 2 boards, and a steal, and 2 turnovers. So that's all they need from Fisher. They don't need Fisher to be a superstar. I mean, in this game, he hit 3 threes. That's really what they need from him. They don't need him to go out there and just kill everybody. They just need, if they can get 13 points out of him, they're thrilled. And same for Bynum. Bynum had 6 points, 6 boards, 2 blocks, 5 fouls. He committed some stupid fouls. He didn't play great, but he gave them something. And that's all he has to do. He just has to give them a little something. Like score a couple points, grab some boards, play some D. I think they got it out of him. Not a great game from Gasol, 13 points, but 14 boards, 2 blocks, 3 dimes. So, it's still a solid game from him. I think it's a little under the expectations people have for him, but it's still pretty good. Ariza struggled all game. He couldn't stop Carmelo. He wasn't hitting his shots, but he did end up hitting a huge 3 at the end, grabbing 5 rebounds. Came out okay. And nobody really played well for the Lakers off the bench, but collectively they got the job done. Walton, Odom, Vujacic, Brown, and Farmar each hit 1 3. And by themselves, hitting 1 3 is really not that good, but if you can get 5 threes off your bench, you're doing okay. And the Lakers did shoot threes well in this game. Walton, 5 points, 3 dimes. Odom, 7 points, 8 boards, 4 dimes, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Decent all-around game from him. I would like to see him score more, but I don't know. He's an unselfish player who likes to distribute it around, and it worked. Vujacic, still not finding his shot, but he did hit a 3. So I got to give him a little bit of props for that. He's still got to come around. Shannon Brown, he also hit a 3. Farmar had 5 points. Powell hit a couple jumpers and a jumper and a couple free throws when he came in. I kind of like Powell. I don't know, he's not a great player or anything, but he can be a 11th, 10th man on a really good team. So I kind of like that from him. I don't know, he seems to have a pretty good jumper. I don't know. He's just one of those players that I like for no particular reason, but great win by the Lakers. A lot of players stepping up to make some big plays. Gasol missing 2 free throws at the end, but then hitting his next 2 that ended up being huge. Ariza with a huge steal at the end that, obviously pretty much sealed this game. And the huge 3, Derek Fisher, came up just big enough to win. Great stuff. Denver, they played hard. I do contend that they blew it at the end because they had a really good chance to win and didn't, but they played well. Carmelo went out of his mind. Kobe couldn't stop him. Ariza couldn't stop him. So I don't think he'll be that good the rest of this series, but he is going to continue to be good, I'm sure. I mean, I never doubted that. I was surprised that Ariza couldn't slow him down, but he was doing whatever he wanted against Ariza. 39 points, 4 threes, 4 of 5 from 3-point range, 7 of 8 from the line, 14 of 20 from the field, 6 boards, 4 dimes, And like in the first quarter he was dominant. In the second quarter he slowed down, and then in the second half he had a real nice second half too. So he was going all out. Kenyon Martin, 15 and 8. Nene fouled out, didn't have a great game, but 14 points, 5 boards. You can live with that. Billups really wasn't on his game, but not a terrible game or anything. 18 points, 8 boards, hit a couple threes, really didn't shoot a good percentage. Missed 3 free throws in a row, very rare for Chauncey Billups, but you know, I'm not going to say he played terribly. And Denver bench, what happened, man? That's your big advantage in this series. J.R. Smith, 8 points, 5 boards. Anderson, Birdman, 8 points, 5 boards. Just not very good at all. I mean, they have to dominate the bench battle here, and they didn't today. I mean, if you look, Walton, 5 points, Odom, 7 points, Vujicic and Brown, 3 points, Powell, 4 points, Farmar, 5 points. None of those guys were great, but if you combine it all, it's good production off your bench. And Denver couldn't get that. Smith, Anderson never really got it going. Anthony Carter with the game-ending turnover at the end there, where he threw it right to Ariza, kind of a bad inbound play. So, you know, I didn't watch this game. The reaction from people that did is that the officiating did heavily favor Denver. And when I looked up the stats, you know, Denver shot 35 free throws, LA shot 24, so maybe that's the case. But Denver did not make their free throws. They could have won this game easily if they made their free throws like they usually do. I mean, in this game, J.R. Smith, 2 of 6. Billups missed 3 in a row, like I said earlier. He never does that. You know, just not hitting your free throws. Everybody on this team seemed to, like, they missed a big one that really could have meant a lot in the end. And again, they only lost by 2 points. They hit a couple free throws. Who knows? They're right there. They're right there. But you know, big credit to LA for coming back in that game, winning it at the end, coming up with the big plays when they needed it. Awesome game. And you know, this series is a long way from over, but this could be devastating for the Nuggets because they played well enough to win this game. And it's really hard to play well enough to win against LA 4 times. Now Denver has to do it 5 times because they played well enough to win in this game and lost. So now they have to reset. Probably need to win game 2. I don't know if they can rebound from losing game 2, but I look forward to the rest of this series. Tomorrow, I think Cleveland will win against Orlando. I won't talk about that too much right now. I'll talk about the game afterwards. But the lottery happened tonight. I want to talk about that real quick. I am devastated right now. The Clippers got the #1 pick, and we all know that's just an inept organization that just does not care about anything. So, to me, it's like they're going to take somebody at the #1 overall pick, and that player is just going to get wasted on a terrible organization that has no idea what they're doing. So, not really a fan of that. #2 went to the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm not going to say they're as incompetent as the Clippers, but I'm not really a fan of the way they run their team too, although they do have a decent foundation. Marc Gasol, he's pretty good. Rudy Gay, you know, at least he's at least decent. I think he should be better. Maybe he will be, I don't know. And OJ Mayo, that's a pretty decent foundation. So I'm not totally against them getting another top pick, but I don't know. After what they did at the Pau Gasol trade, giving away Pau Gasol for nothing, I don't trust that organization. The Thunder got the 3rd pick, which is awesome because I think the Thunder really know how to run their team. As much as I hate to say anything good about that team, they have a plan. They're sticking to it, and now they get the 3rd overall pick to, I don't know, get a shot at a guy like Rubio, maybe Griffin. I think Rubio and Griffin should go #1 and #2, but you never know. The Kings got screwed, fell to #4. I don't know. I don't really like that organization either, so whatever. I'm out.